Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down the 40 most played country records in the USA as they're compiled by Mediabase 24/7 for the week ending February 21st, 2026. Before we get started counting down this week's biggest hits, let's take a look back at last week's top three. Number 3 was How Far Does a Goodbye Go by Jason Aldean. Number 2 was Choosing Texas by Ella Langley. And the number 1 song last week was House Again by Hudson Westbrook. Yeah, will Hudson be at number 1 again with House Again? Let's find out 39 hits from now. We'll get the countdown started with a re-entry. A song that debuted back in late December, fell out for 7 weeks. This week it's back in at number 40. The second top 40 hit for Kelsey Hart, called Fireworks. Up a notch to number 39, fourth week in the countdown, here's Shane Prophet with Long Live Country. At number 38, up a notch, here's Caroline Jones with No Tellin'. At number 37, up a notch, here's Lauren Elena with Chase Matthew, called All My Exes. We have one debut on the chart this week, and here it is at number 36. It's Hardy, along with Eric Church, Morgan Wallen, and Tim McGraw. The song is called MacArthur. With one debut and one re-entry, we say goodbye to two droppers falling out this week. George Burge's It Won't Be Long, and Megan Patrick's Golden Child. On with the countdown, here's Zach Top, up 2 spots to number 35 with South of Sanity. Up 2 spots to number 34, it's John Morgan with Kid Myself. In his 10th week in the countdown, he's up 2 spots to 33, Josh Rouse with Hate How You Look. At number 32, up 2 spots, Nate Smith and Tyler Hubbard with After Midnight. At number 31, moving up 2, it's Gavin Adcock with Never Call Again. In their 16th week in the countdown, they climbed 2 spots to number 30, Low Cash with Wrong Hearts. Slipping back 1 to number 29 in his 29th week on the chart, it's Preston Cooper with Wake. At number 28, up 3 spots, it's Bailey Zimmerman with Chevy Silverado. Up 2 spots to number 27, it's Kelsey Ballerini with Baggage. Up 4 notches to number 26, Corey Kent and Cole Wetzel with Rocky Mountain Low. At number 25 for the second week, it's Old Dominion with Making Good Time. At number 24, up 2 spots, Chris Young with Till the Last One Dies. Up 4 spots to number 23, it's Megan Maroney with Beautiful Things. At number 22, moving up 2 spots, it's Tucker Wetmore with Brunette. In his 21st week in the countdown, he spent the third week at number 21. It's Vincent Mason with Wish You Well. Well, here's last week's number 1 record, tumbling to number 20 this week. It's Hudson Westbrook with House Again. Holding steady at number 19, it's Miranda Lambert and Chris Stapleton with A Song to Sing. In his 30th week on the chart, he's up 2 spots to number 18, Chris Jansen with Me and a Beer. Leaping 6 notches to number 17, it's Riley Green with Change My Mind. At number 16, up 2 spots, Jordan Davis with Turn This Truck Around. At number 15, up 2 spots, it's Morgan Wallen and Post Malone, I Ain't Coming Back. And here's the fastest climbing hit again this week. Here's Luke Combs, up 8 notches to number 14, called Sleepless in a Hotel Room. At number 13, up 2 spots, it's Ty Myers with Ends of the Earth. In their 54th week in the countdown, they climbed 1 to number 12, Rascal Flatts and the Jonas Brothers with I Dare You. And just a step away from the top 10, climbing 1 to number 11, Dylan Scott with What He'll Never Have. Right, the first of the 10 biggest hits belongs to Cody Johnson, climbing 4 notches to number 10 in the fall. Down 3 spots from 6 to number 9 is the former number 1 by Hardy, called Favorite Country Song. At number 8, up 2 spots, it's Max McNown with Better Me For You. Leaping 4 spots to number 7, scoring his 25th top 10 hit, it's Luke Combs with Days Like These. At number 6, up 2 spots, it's Justin Moore with Time's Ticking. The song at number 5, moving up 2 this week, it's Thomas Rhett and Jordan Davis with Ain't a Bad Life. Up a notch to number 4, it's Shabuzi and Jelly Roll with Amen. The song at number 3 this week, climbing 1, it's Morgan Wallen and 20 Cigarettes. The number 2 song in the nation for a third non-consecutive week, it's Ella Langley and Choosing Texas. And the number 1 song in country music this week, took him 21 weeks to get here, and this becomes his 30th number 1 country hit. Congratulations to Jason Aldean and his song How Far Does a Goodbye Go. And that is our countdown of this week's 40 most played country records in the USA. Join me again next week. Once again, we'll count them down. We'll find out who's got the number one song in the USA in country music. Thanks for listening. Bye.